Hey all, I'm back with one more video in the series Placement Interview Questions on C Programming. I'm RVD and good to see you here. Let's continue with this current video. Just reminding you to subscribe my channel if it is not being subscribed yet and do explore all the playlist. Fine, so moving on to the current topic. In this video, we'll be looking at what are the fundamental data types in C. See, in the previous video, we've already had seen the different types of data types, and the first one was the fundamental data type. So in the current video, we'll elaborate more about the fundamental data. Okay. As there we had seen the built-in ones or the one which are already available, okay, are called as fundamental data types. Okay, so we can see that they are the built-in data types provided by the programming language itself. So we don't have to do anything. They are available, or we can say they are ready to use. So whenever I want to declare variables, I can very easily use the available fundamental data types for the declaration of the variables. Okay, they are also called as primitive data types. So let that be a built-in or inbuilt data types, or fundamental data types, or even primitive data types. It's one and the same. Okay, moving on. Fundamental data types provided by C are as follows. Okay, we had even seen the list in the previous video, so I'll first repeat the list and then we'll try to elaborate more about it. So to start with the simplest one, if I want to store the characters, then the one which is being used is char. For integer type of value, we have int. And if I want to store the fractions, okay, but depending on the precision, we have float and double. Okay, so let's try to understand them in detail, and then we'll even see the memory that is being allotted for them as well as their range. Okay, so as far as the character data type is concerned, we always have to deal with characters. Okay, whenever we use characters in programming, what exactly is stored inside is called ASCII value, American Standard Codes for Information Interchange. Okay, maybe a separate video could be created based on ASCII values, what are they and what is the range and so on. Okay, but currently you should understand this much, that characters are stored using ASCII values. So if at all I want to deal with character values, for storing the character values, I specifically need char type of variable. Okay, so that's the reason the character data type is required for that. Moving on to the next one, that is integer type of data. Okay, for variety of reasons you require integer type. You can see some examples like storing the age of the person, the number of elements or number of experiments that you have completed or maybe are there for you, number of questions. Wherever we have to work with the whole number, okay, the int type of data is going to be really useful. But the limitation of int type is very simple, that int type of data can store only integer values. Okay, it cannot store fraction. And obviously for doing that, so whenever I want to store fraction related values, or maybe such values which will not be integer or it will be containing fraction, then we've got the data types like float and double. Okay, so float and double both are used for storing real numbers. Obviously real numbers, that means they are capable of storing the fractions. Okay, so maybe if at all I have an example, say I want to store the height, or I want to store the radius of atom, or if at all I want to store the weight, I want to store the percentage. Okay, generally we prefer percentage up to 2 decimal places. So all such values are considered to be fraction values or real numbers, and for storing that we have float and double. Now why that difference is there? The difference is because of the amount of accuracy that they can provide. Okay, that is actually called as a precision. See, precision is nothing but number of decimal places that can be provided accurately. So float data type is considered as a single precision, and it is used for storing the data with low precision value. So for example, I want to store the percentage of a student, then it is enough to store up to 2 decimal places. Then float type of variable or using the float data type would be preferable here. But suppose I want to store the radius of an atom, where maybe the number of decimal places will not be only 2 or 3, it'll be more, because I want to store it more accurately. In that case, I'll be making use of double, because double is considered as double precision. So it has got more memory, and hence it can store more number of decimal places with accuracy. So that's the reason we have float and double as two different data types for storing the real numbers or for storing the fraction values. Fine, so let's move on to the memory and the range that these particular data types are going to have. So you can see, if at all you look at the chart, okay, the basic one, char, is nothing but 1 byte. Now you know 1 byte is nothing but 8 bits. You remember what char stores I said? Char stores ASCII, ASCII. You know the size of ASCII is 7 bits. Okay, it might not be visible. I'll write on this side. So the value or the size of ASCII is going to be 7 bits. Okay, so ASCII values require 7 bits, and that's the reason the size of the character is given as 1 byte, because 1 byte is a minimum that I have to allocate. Okay, so 1 byte is 8 bits. Out of that, 7 bits are used for storing ASCII, and obviously 1 bit is don't care. Okay, so we don't bother about that, and the range is obviously minus 128 to 127. If at all you don't bother about the initial bit, which is the MSB, and by default we always keep 0 in that, then the actually used range is 0 to 127, and that's the reason you will see the ASCII values which we have. Okay, as I say, we will be elaborating it in another video about ASCII values, but you will find all the ASCII values between this range 0 to 127. Okay, so that is because of the concept of ASCII, and the range is that way. How exactly the character range is being derived, even I already had uploaded a video in the same playlist. Maybe the caption of the video is finding the range of the int variable. Okay, so in the same way, video I had explained about char as well as int. Okay, so you can very well see that video. You'll understand that whenever I say int is 2 bytes, for example, and this is the range which I had written here, how exactly that range has come. Okay, in maybe a very simple, in a conclusive manner, I can say 2 bytes is 16 bits. So 1 bit is kept for sign. So the range is minus 2 raised to 15 to 2 raised to 15 minus 1. And if you obviously find the values, these are the values that corresponds to this range. If at all that has made you more curious about how exactly it has come, you can very well go and watch that video. Okay, that is finding the range of the int variable. Okay, or int data type. So char 1 byte, int 2 bytes, and accordingly the range is being different, or is being set. Then float obviously will have 4 bytes. Okay, the range is obviously based on a different concept. There is a concept of floating point representation. So we have IEEE formats for that, and that actually is being used to decide the range, how to store the floating point numbers in memory. Okay, but you can clearly see float, the size is 4 bytes and the range is obviously up to minus 38 or up to plus 38. Double, the range is obviously double. The memory is obviously double, 8 bytes, and that's the reason it'll be able to store the values more accurately. Fine, so this is about the overall the memory as well as the range of the data types. Fine, so these are the fundamental or the basic data types which are being provided by C language. Okay, for all the users to use. So we had seen what are the different types of data types, and in this video we had elaborated about the fundamental data types which are being provided by C. Okay, namely char, int, float, and double. Okay, so that's it for this particular video. Thank you and happy learning.